Harper Wave and Harper Audio present Grit and Grace. Train the mind, train the body, own your life. By Tim McGraw with Emily Grieven. Read by Tim McGraw and Eric G. Dove. This is the author. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider or go directly to www.harpercollins.com/audio/Grit and Grace. It contains strength workouts, recipes, and more, and will be referred to throughout as the enhancement. Introduction. Kansas City, Missouri. In the pre-dawn light, a convoy of tour buses and tractor-trailers park in a row at the Sprint Arena, where later that night I'll take the stage with my band. Setting down coffees and sleepily rolling open the doors, the crew starts to unload and organize the kind of gear that a large-scale musical tour production requires. Tiers of sound equipment, walls of video monitors, cases of instruments, racks of wardrobes, and catering for a small army. Except for one of them. The trailer with True Mav emblazoned on the side. Unlike the others, it didn't travel 500 miles through the night from last night's show to bring electronics for the stage and set. Instead, it parks in the very back parking lot next to my tour bus. And when the guys roll open its doors, there's no sonic equipment in sight except for an old stereo and a couple of small speakers. Instead, it's stocked with stuff that takes extra muscle to move. 50-foot battle ropes for fierce full-body conditioning, giant tires for flipping, sledgehammers for pounding, and a cluster of rowing machines, kettlebells, and barbells, all intended to push our bodies and minds to the edge. Welcome to what my longtime fiddle player Dino fondly calls the Gorilla Yard, our functional fitness playground filled with things to throw, pound, lift, and pull. It's part garage gym on overdrive, part Ninja Warrior obstacle course, and part town square gathering spot. It's where my band and crew and I sweat together, leave our frustrations on the asphalt, and get all cylinders firing so we can bring the best we've got to the audience waiting on the other side of the stage. It's about as far away from my former pregame rituals as I could imagine. Kicking back with a cold one or two in order to put a blur on any jitters. One thing's for sure, my band and I don't roll into town the way we used to. Now, instead of dulling our senses, we're heightening them. There's a kind of peacefulness that settles into you after a great workout. Your body has built up tension, then released it, and a flush of clarity and wakefulness moves through you even if your muscles burn and shake. Spending energy has actually given you energy, and if you take a minute to notice it, you'll realize you're feeling every part of yourself more acutely. You're finding aliveness in every nook and cranny, as if someone just turned up the lights. Come 8 p.m., the first notes of the night play, and I grab my hat, ready to fire things up. I feel a whole lot better at 51 than I did 10 years ago, when I was at a respectable height professionally, but operating more than a few levels shy of my personal best. I'm more energized and stronger physically, and I'm stronger mentally, too. Who knows if the audience feels the difference, but I feel the difference, and I credit it to a single decision I made just over 10 years ago. That one seemingly small but life-changing decision was to move my body every day so I could take ownership of my health. I came to it like a lot of us come to turning points, by touching a place I don't care to go back to. The dark place where I felt like a lot of my life was out of my control. Maybe I had to make contact with that bottom in order to push back to the surface, determined to turn things around before my luck ran out and a slide became a crash. It wasn't comfortable, and I'm not always proud of the way I behaved, obscured as I was back then in a mix of denial and neglect. But it launched a journey of trimming the fat in every area of my life and carving away the excess to get a better version of myself. Today, my body is leaner, my mind is clearer, my sense of purpose is sharper, and my relationships are deeper. Health might start in the body, but it extends way beyond the physical. It's about your connections to the world and the people around you, and your ability to serve and give. The decade since I chose to once and for all take ownership of my health has taught me that lesson most of all.